Hey everybody, welcome. Sorry as I'm moving the disclaimer around, but welcome to True Algo. Excited to be with you guys. Just a reminder that everything we are about to do is for entertainment and education purposes only, and this is for just demo trading in practice and theory. So hope you guys have a fantastic day. In just a second, I'll flip over to my chart screen and excited to talk to you guys you can see what we do and feel free to ask questions. We're here to help. You should, especially those of you that haven't been on a stream with us before, hopefully you get to see kind of like what we do and how we try to separate ourselves from others. We know a lot of people get burned and this will be the way to help you. So yeah, let me pop on now. If you all are there, if you can just confirm that you can see my actual chart, and then I'll get going. Sweet. All right, everybody. You should be able to see my charts now. Excited for you guys to be here. And I'll just start jumping in and just showing you how we do what we do every single day. This is a reminder that for those of you that are new and you haven't been here before, as you'll see, there's a lot of our members that are actually in the chat right now because we're streaming for them. We stream for them 5 days a week in markets. And just kind of trying to show you what's happened today. What happened yesterday during the news event, and most of all, I'm going to show you before New York opens here in a little bit less than a half hour. I'm going to show you the directional bias that our indicators throwing at us for every single asset that we watch, and we're going to be covering the ES, the NQ, US 30. We're going to cover forex pairs like the euro, the pound, and the Aussie. And we can look at the UCAD and UJ if there's any requests. And then we will cover gold, silver, and oil. And we will cover Ethereum and Bitcoin. And we will do all of this in less than a 5-minute period. And that's what we do every single morning to help create our bias. So just to show you how the system works for those of you that have never seen us before or you've only seen us on our social videos, these are our True Algo reversal boxes. And then I'll just give you an example on the NQ as it's in front of us. It's one of the assets that I like to trade. Whenever we send you the indicator, it comes with 2 settings. This is our companion app that I just turned off. You can see it sort of clears the chart up a little bit. The companion app gives things like the scalp targets that we have with the high hit rates. And then for today, that scalp target, if you look in the top right of your screen, there's a 90% chance for... Hold on, this is on replay mode. That'll make it seem like I was like that. The scalp target is a bearish scalp target for today. We teach you in our tutorials and everywhere else that there is no reason to directly trade to it, but we are aware that there is an 88 or basically a 89% chance today for that to get cleared. So we'll be looking for that. That's this target right here. But you'll see if you're someone who doesn't want to use any of the actual companion app settings, then you can disable that and you can just use our boxes. And you probably can see really quick how our predictive boxes can now assist you on making decisions on where price should react. So where we try to separate ourselves from other indicators, we know that many people get burned with indicators or they get burned on not having the live aspect in other places that they come from. Where we try to separate ourselves to help you guys and help our members, because we actually feel that we are here to help, is that these boxes are predetermined. And when price enters the box, so right now we can see this is live, we are currently smacking into what we call our swing box above us. This box down here that you can clearly see was flipped, was the first part of our swing box. And our system is very simple on the face of it, but we live coach to help people learn all the nuances, specifically when you start to apply our companion app. So the nuances of that will go as we're doing it on live. But just to show you, this isn't hindsight. You can ask our members that are here. But you see this right here? These are the things that even if you are brand new, have never seen what we're doing, you might say, hey man, this box right here does not work. And your system doesn't work. And this is where the retail mentality, where we believe a lot of people have gotten wrecked, where they see that in an indicator, and this is where we really can help you. So our members, you guys that are here and you're actually a paid member of our service, do you have any opportunity on these green candles right here to short, get the reversal, which retail traders would do? And you'll see their responses in the chat, but as I talk you through it, we teach our members. We have a full library of well over 1,000 hours now of live streams that you can go back and watch, but also our tutorial videos. And we simply teach our members, and if you guys have watched our socials, and you can see this is not hindsight from 3 months ago, and we're just picking a chart. This is a right now. Until one of these candles that are entering the box close bearish, then you do not get a bearish reversal. If you're someone who uses other techniques where you're trying to get the sell side and buy side liquidity taken, or for fair value gaps filled. For instance, there's a fair value gap right here, and it's not getting filled. And you're like, why is it not coming and filling the entire one? The fair value gaps are different on other things. But for me, there's fair value gap right here that got filled. And when that got filled on this wick, it got filled into our box. And then just like this, how these candles pushed us up, there's no bearish close, there's no reason to get bearish. When this one wicked in, filled the fair value gap, if you're someone who uses those techniques, once it got into this box, we know that now we look for reasons to flip bullish until, and this is the very simple thing that we want to go across to you as we start to go through assets live in the market. When you close below this box, this candle that wicked in, this is where the short would start. Retail traders will short this box because they can't see it, and the market makers will fill their positions to go and move the position in the opposite direction of retail. Because retail tends to only FOMO and follow the candle color that they want. And in this case, where this comes down, we know not to short this box, but retail traders will. And then there's the confirmation candle close. And then you can see it's done nothing now except for go straight to our swing box. Most people on average are trying to get 20 ticks out of the market. We try to help our members get between 20 handles and higher. So 4 times what the average amount would be. That's what we try to teach from like a risk to reward perspective. And the reason why we're able to do this is because we're using a predictive system. The boxes print before price gets there, and all we're doing is making plans. So right now, you can see this candle is butting into our swing box. So this is an area where when we get bearish candle closes, we can look for price to push down. But we're going to check a couple other assets to see if they feel the same way. The important thing in markets is like you have to be fluid. You have to build confluences. So when we're hitting this box, until we get a bearish candle close, there's no reason, listen carefully, to go lower. So though this candle is small and green, this current candle, I'll zoom into it. That way you can see it happening. This candle's green. This is the mistake where a lot of market makers take advantage of retail traders, that we FOMO in. We get in instantaneously. We see this candle drop and then it closes up here and you get taken out of your position. Because for us, we wait for candle close confirmations. I mean, you can see to the tick right now that those candles stopped right where the box starts. But the current candle hasn't closed red. It has to close bearish to then get a bearish reversal idea from us. This is a 30-minute time frame. You don't have to use a 30-minute time frame, but we teach our members in the tutorials to use 30-minute candle closes because it helps you stop making the retail mentality where you have to trade every second of the day and you have to take as many trades as possible. This is what it looks like on a 30-minute, and you can see the system has perfectly done its job to set people up. Okay? And then if you're someone who we talk a lot about using the 15-minute time frame. The 15-minute can allow you to get into a little bit more of sniper entries. Look at it on a 15-minute. Different time frame, the box is in the same spot, guys. Look at the circle. You see how there's not a single bearish candle close when it gets into the box? That means we don't look to short. It has to close bearish. Then look at the news event yesterday. Look how not a single candle closed below the box. And there's the bullish candle close on a 15-minute. And then it's gone straight up to our next level of our system. That's the 15-minute if you're someone who wants to use that. So you're going to use that as a close to try to find your entrance criteria. Here's what it would look like on a 5-minute. If you're someone who uses that. If you're someone who uses the 1-minute, the 3-minute. I just want to show you on a 5-minute, just to prove something to you guys. I'm going to zoom in like crazy. Think about what we're trying to teach you. If you're someone who uses a 5-minute or smaller, so you're going for those super scalp sniper entries. Look at this. There's the entrance into our box. You're bullish, but you're entering into a reversal box. Where do you not want the reversal? As soon as you close above the box. So if you're someone who does a 5-minute and you like to scalp, there's the bearish candle close. So then you simply put in your entrance, set your stop wherever you're comfortable setting it, whether it's on the body, the wick, whether it's on this wick here. And then on a 5-minute, there's the position that runs down and works out. And now look, once it gets into the box for a second time, if you're someone who tracks liquidity, buy side, sell side, or just highs getting taken of a day, then this is of interest to you. Look how once we break this, all the candles are green in our box. Look at the very top of the box where you can perceive and expect reactions. At the very top of the box, it's predictive. We expect a reaction at the top where we're now going to break out very long in markets, or this is where the last chance where the bigger players are going to short and take retail traders out. Again, it's predictive. This isn't hindsight. We're not going back and selecting single things months and months ago. This is the candles that are going on today. Once it hits this, if you're someone who likes 5 minutes, there's your scalp opportunity. And then after that, look what happens to markets on a 5-minute using our system. You finally get that one little poke back into our box, but this box has now been flipped. You don't look to short this box until candles close below. Now on a 5-minute, the box is in the same place, guys. Different time frame. Whether you use a 5-minute, a 15-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, it can offer you those sniper entries. In this case, you got that first bullish close right here. I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it. That would be your sniper entrance. Where would you put your stop? Whether you're using that wick, if you want to use this wick, if you want to use the box. You don't get worried about this potential long position until, and then hopefully you'll start repeating the process with me, till the price closes below the box. That's where the shorts would be engaged from the bigger players. Instead, our box is flipped on a 5-minute, and now price runs straight up from 16.4 up 175 handles. No, sorry, it's at 200 now. Because down here is 1640, 16. So in one day, that is almost 200 handles. That's 800 ticks. So this is what we're talking about, where if you really want to start finding examples in markets where usually what happens is you think, hey man, I want to go long. And the problem is, like, let's say you go long right here, because this is where the change of character, that market structure starts to break and starts to formulate the long ideas. You guys see the change of character that some of you guys have learned else places? If you're someone who uses triangles, trend lines, it doesn't matter. All of these things you guys can keep when you join us. What we do is we show you reasons for why the system is going to work better. So when that trend line breaks, or when you start to get up here and you're starting to change your CHOC and it's changing that character, you've already reversed bullish from our box. So that tells you that change of character right there is good. That's the one that's going to have the higher probability. Where are you invalidated? Once it closes back below the box. So you start to use your own techniques. You don't got to leave everything you've ever known. and you can start to formulate plans. Okay, so I'm going to start looking at different assets now. And then if you guys have questions, please go ahead and message the moderators in there, and then I'll keep checking. Give me 1 second. I'll check on you guys too. Okay, cool. I see them taking care of it. So yeah, I'm going to go and check some different assets now just so you guys can see. But just to show you guys, this is live. We're not on replay mode. And I want to make sure you can see this live. That this is a predetermined box by our algo. We are currently smacking right into it. And you can see on a live setting that the algorithm is taking profit. Predetermined by our system on the box. Our system is doing the job. And that's what we want to see. Okay? Let's look at some other assets. And if you're okay, I'm going to turn back on my companion app so hopefully that doesn't throw people off. Right now on the ES, this is to the left side, so those of you that like to do SPX and things like that, we are above open. We're above the open on the NQ, and we are above the open on US 30. So right now I'm looking for reasons for the ES and the US 30 folks to get up to our reversal box up here. If we tap this box and get a bearish candle close, then that can allow me to get into the next box lower and also clear our daily scalp target. Again, today there is a 90% chance that this gets cleared down here. For the US 30 folks, there's an 87% chance that this gets cleared down here. So for me, I would love right now for the US 30 at New York Open to pop up into this box, get that bearish candle close, take me straight down to daily open, close below the daily open. Remember, it has to close on whatever candle confirmation you want to use, and then we can sit here and then get to our daily scalp target, and with that achieve about 80 handles, or what would be over 300 ticks in a single move. So that's something that we'll be watching, and I'll be doing this live with you guys when the market's open here in 12 minutes. I'm going to quickly go now show you a different asset, but just to show you, like, again, this is still futures markets, everybody. As I zoom in, you can see yesterday when the news event pops, most retail traders are longing that news break. I'll turn off the companion app so it doesn't put too much information in front of you. They long that news break. They get absolutely wrecked and pushed down. I'm going to turn the companion app real quick just so you can see. And there was that scalp target, this line that's right there. We do offer this companion app included in our system to help members. And then from here, if you want, I can turn off the sessions, and then you'll see really quick. If you're someone who uses a silver bullet sessions, we include that in there as well. You'll see now that little blue line right there is that scalp target that had an 89% chance to be cleared. So once it got into the box, it offered a perfect opportunity. There's the bearish candle close, and then it shoots straight down to our scalp target, and it lets our members know that that scalp target has now been cleared. But you can see how the box did its job. Price comes back up, gets into our box. We don't start getting bearish candle closes back below. The NQ, this is the ES, you SPX folks, SPY folks. The NQ is pushing up bullish. So we teach our members in our live streams that you can use multiple assets to help take the view. A lot of retail traders are taught to only focus on one asset. When you only focus on one asset, you start lowering the probability that you're going to win overall because you feel like you've mastered that one single asset in that class. Now, here we're entering in a reversal box for the ES and SPY. But the problem is when it enters this box and you want this, we've already entered it once. So for me and the way we teach our members, you want to close below the box to then want to look for reasons to go short. Instead, we continue to trend up, and this is the most important thing. You see the back test right here? And then markets go nuts. And at the same time that this happened, and we teach this to our members, we live stream 5 days a week inside our Discord. When this happened right here and it's pushing into this box and you might want to short too early like retail traders from this initial wick, when you pop open the NQ was already breaking straight vertical. So now you can start building confluences between assets to then push up. And this is what we teach our members 5 days a week live. So you can see it happening and you can start moving with the markets instead of against them. I'm going to turn my sessions back on. It's something that I like to use when I'm doing this live on candles. So you guys will get to see. I'm going to go knock over to DXY and the Forex folks, and then I'm going to hit gold and silver. So here's DXY, a completely different asset class, and just showing you really quick, look at the system. You start to see it, the predictive ability of ours and the way we coach our members. DXY is entering into our bearish reversal box. We teach our members when you're entering into this box on DXY, you want to look at the euro and see, is it hitting the opposite side of the box? As you can see, the euro offered a perfect long opportunity. But when this happened, DXY was also reversing from our system. So now you have a tool that we teach you. It's predictive. When DXY gets up here, I want to see the euro get down there. That tells me there's a better probability or higher probability that the longs on the euro are good. Now let me show you what it's doing right this second. Look again, predictive. These boxes are already here. Notice that today on the DXY, these two boxes are stacked. We teach this in our tutorials. These are nuances. Like, markets are not made to be easy. Anyone who told you that markets are easy, they lied to you. This stuff takes time. This stuff takes work. What we try to do is help predict with our traders, and as they get to use to demo and paper trading these ideas, because they want to practice where their ideas are going to work out. So when these boxes are stacked on each other, where you want this swing box to hold, our algorithm today put this smaller box right underneath this. That's a nuance thing for today. So where you might think DXY is going to stop its wick right there, the algorithm put this here to let you know, hey, we might dip a little bit lower, but this is the last box to hold before DXY absolutely plummets downwards. And if it plummets downwards, the euro will push up. It goes in the opposite direction of DXY. So from here, when we came down to this box, this is the last area for DXY to hold to flip bullish, and you're seeing it happen live. The candle is moving. Cool. So as long as DXY can close above this box, we can look for something like this when New York pops open, where I look for ways it can stop me out. There's going to be a fair value gap right here to be filled. It could come down and hit into a fib. So if you're a golden pocket trader, it could come into there, and then that's where I would look to push up. But as long as DXY, this is really important, closes above our box, I'm going to be looking for reasons for DXY to be bullish, which means I would be looking for reasons for the euro to be bearish. So it helps me make plans and reactions. As soon as DXY closes in this box, I will lean bearish on DXY. It has to close above the box for me to be bullish when New York opens. Okay? It's really important because for me, if it closes right here, that's an opportunity to rotate down. So what I would do is I wouldn't play the dollar because I don't like if it closes right inside this box. The higher probability is when it closes above the box, and then I can look to push up. Just note you're going to be longing straight into the open, which markets can just do that. That tells me this is a low risk to reward play. So I will not play DXY or the US dollar. In my case, I would then put an entrance idea above the daily open, and then if price comes up here, hits this, and closes bearish, I can short down, or price comes up, closes bullish off the open, I can go long and now push up and also fill this gap. So what I do using our system is I can find, and we teach which asset is the best performing one. So I've already told myself I'm not going to be worried about playing the dollar. I will focus on a different asset class. We got about 5 minutes before New York opens. Really quick, I'm going to look at gold and silver. Gold, absolutely perfect right now. Smacking into our bigger swing box. Had a perfect short opportunity from our GP box above. And right now, gold is dipping right back into the swing system, where this is exactly where New York's going to pop to then push up and keep creating new highs for the day. But you can see it's falling straight back into the system from reversing from our box that was predetermined. So from here, it looks like if we close inside this when New York pops open, we're going to come test this daily open. If we close below there, we're accepted back into our box and now looking to come back down to this box here. You get an opportunity to fill a lot of gaps as well. Silver has had an immense amount of scalp opportunities from, again, the boxes are stacked on each other from the algorithm today. We can see it collecting in here. There's no reason to get overly bearish on silver till it loses this box here, as it's trying to build long ideas to push back upwards. Oil, perfection, literal perfection on oil. This is something I want to show you really quick before New York opens. Watch this real quick. I'm going to click our system. Let's say you're somebody who doesn't want to use all the boxes and you're someone who really likes to scalp. So check this out. This is our scalp settings. You'll see in just a second how the boxes are going to change. It just removes some of them for you. So if you're someone who wants less information instead of more information, now you can see how perfect the system is for oil today. If you're a scalper, there you go. You know that this is the box where you're going to look for the first level of a bullish reversal, just like this is the box above where you're going to look for a bearish reversal. And just in case you guys just watch really quick, I know I got to hit the rewind button, and then we'll talk about where markets are going to head in just a second before open. I want to show you this, where we can help you. There's a scalp target today. And then for people who, let me turn the stats on so you guys have it. That scalp target in the top right of your screen has an 87% chance to hit that today. But the price went bearish. So where most retail traders are going to short the bottom, this is where you should be looking for reasons to flip bullish, and then now to get an 87% chance to clear that target. And that gives you an amazing opportunity. Then once it hits this and closes below, you simply target the next box lower. Once you close above the box, you will then target higher. It's so easy to flip between assets and create ideas because you know where to look for the reaction. And then as we can see, it clears a scalp target, and then there's the bearish candle close from the box, and then you can see the bots immediately sell. And now we're back at daily open. So just showing you that there's an immense amount of opportunities with our assets as you flip between the classes. And the very last thing before New York opens, this is crypto. Crypto never sleeps. Our indicator never sleeps. I really do mean that. And just to show you how powerful it is, I know you see a lot of boxes. There's the daily box. There's the daily box. This is for bullish reversals. And then here's the bearish reversal box for Tether. Tether is the opposite of crypto. And when Bitcoin and Ethereum are smacking into our bullish reversal boxes to push up, Tether was smacking into the bearish reversal box to go down. And from there, all three worked out perfectly. So you pick the assets and we'll show you how our system, it's not 100%, but this is an amazing opportunity where everyone thinks everything is going to absolutely go to zero or go to a million for crypto. You're able to predetermine where prices are going to react. All right, so New York is just about to pop open. As you guys watch live, NQ is absolutely dropping from our system. I need to turn the boxes back on. There we go. We're about to test the open for the NQ. You can see that the ES is over here. NQ, you've absolutely dropped from our box. Again, offering an opportunity to get in the markets before New York opens for a perfect short. New York is just about to pop open. If we close below that daily open, we're looking for something like so to get down to these scalp targets for this bearish open. I'll flip bullish on the NQ when we close back above the box. US 30, folks, you're also below daily open. So looking for New York to get some lower price action overall. The NQ needs to close below this open to get here. And there's the New York open. Right now, US 30, folks, looking to be bearish to come clear our scalp target right here. You can see the candle starting to go for it. NQ, you're going to be the most bullish right now because you're still above that daily open. Close below that open, then you can look for reasons to get down to that scalp target. ES, folks, SPX, folks, for you futures markets, when you close back above that open, we can look to come fill this gap, and then we can look to try to get up to this box above. So that's what we'll be watching. NQ, I told you it would be the most bullish because it's still holding open as it's coming to retest our box during this New York session. This is the first time that the New York session is about to hit our box. US 30, here it comes. Almost there, guys. Watch here on your right side of the screen. Just want to show you how good we are with our indicator where the ES and US 30 absolutely plummeted red and the NQ is green. We can tell that from our system as we help our members. NQ is about to hit the box again. US 30 is still overly bearish, about to get to the scalp target. Still below open for the ES to continue lower. It's going to test the New York high. There it is. From a 5-minute perspective, from a scalper or someone who uses other, there's the box being hit right now on the NQ. Once the ES closes, I'll add a line for you guys if you want to have it on your chart for our current members. I'm going to take this and label this as 5-minute. There's the NQ going nuts. See how the NQ, we called it about being more bullish because it wasn't below that open price when we opened. And here comes US 30 live. It's coming. It's almost there. And then for you ES, SPX folks, as long as we're above this little line I added for you guys, that's the low you need it to hold for it to remain bullish as it struggles with open. And there's the target hit for US 30, folks. There you go, guys. We told you how long ago? 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 87% chance to clear that scalp target. NQ gave us the confluence builder because it rejected from the box already. Closed below open. And there is an immediate 50 handles out of the market and you're done. You don't have to sit here and overtrade for the rest of the day. So for me, and the way we show our traders when they're demoing through the markets and practicing this in theory, when you close, and you guys have seen our socials, when you close below this little blue line, you simply target lower. But remember that markets have nuance, guys. Everything is fluid. This line is so close to our reversal box for today. But if you look at the NQ, you see how this line is so much further away from this box. So that would be a good short idea if you close below that. Our traders will know this is not a good idea to short an immediate close below that line because you're shorting into a box below. And this is something I want to show you guys about the power of our system. Okay? We always talk about you need to see things live to believe us. One, you saw the short was called. And now look at the bots from the algorithm in real time. Look at the take profit. You see how there's an instant wick? This is what we talk about with being able to predict reactions. Our members know this is a take profit tool from the bigger players. You see that candle immediately get bought up. This isn't getting bought up from retail traders going long. This is getting bought up because all of the market makers that were shorting from what the NQ in our system was showing from the loss of daily open. Retail traders see a red candle and then they are taught that's red, it's a good opportunity for me to get in. So they went long right at open. The futures markets were up, so they wanted to go long, and now they get wrecked. And right down here is about that point when the retail trader is going to start to short. Now they've lost 2 trades. Most retail traders are taught when you lose 3 trades, you're out of the market. So from here, in the first 4 minutes of the market being open, the bigger traders can get people out of the position and out of their way in less than 4 minutes. Look at the bots being bought from our scalp target, guys. That's why our traders would not have shorted when that line was getting hit. And that's why we talked about going short at open on the US 30 and the NQ was bullish. And look at the NQ. The ES, as I was showing you, as long as we don't close below that where those little blue dots are running across your guys' screen, that breakout close that I give our traders as they're learning how to go through the markets, that's the number to hold. As long as we hold that, we can look for the ES and SPY to be bullish. Once you close below that, we'll push down. If you were to say, well, I'm confused, you're not out of box, why are you giving that to your members and teaching them that? The reason why, let me move this over, is because it's our goal to also help teach our members to get to boxes. We don't want you to just look for the reversal. We want to get you to the reversal. We want you to take advantage of the markets. We want you to extract from them. And the only way to do that is to be able to play both ways, to create positions that have invalidations on both sides of the market. So when we close below this, I will look for reasons to go lower. And right now, we will continue to hold this bullish position upwards. There's a gap right here that needs filled, so that will be the first target. Close above that, and then I can look to go higher. There is some liquidity that's going to be trapped there, so maybe this is where the market makers will have their sell positions ready to take profit on their initial longs. So just something to be aware of as we teach people to move live with candles, not to come back in 3 days and say, hey, we called that. The live aspect is what's important. Notice how this candle is super green in our box. And it's just going to power up as it comes to get to our box that's stacked inside of our system right now. There is no reason to be short on the NQ, looking for reasons just to go higher. This is a major target area right now as this box is stacked inside of our swing box. So, this is the things that we want to show you. Sorry if I talk a little fast. I'll try to calm down. I try to get as much information out as possible for our members because everyone's in different asset classes. Look at how powerful the NQ is right now. Look at the ES. You see how it's in the middle of nowhere? It's just right by where it opened. And US 30 is hovering below that as well. But we talked about the NQ being the most bullish because it had that criteria above our opens. And so you're just seeing that live like it happened. Everyone always talks about hindsight, man. They watch our videos back and they're like, oh, you're cherry picking assets. No, we're not. This is what we do 5 days a week to try to help you guys. So from here, where I would look to start flipping bearish in markets is if I can get the NQ to hit this, get a bearish close, maybe get a little back test or stop hunt. Right there would be my trigger right here. That would also be your change of character. And then I would look to get down to the bottom of the box. The higher probability is going to be a close below the box. And then now I push back down to daily open. And that would be the idea as I draw all my little mountains on the screen. But right now, like I said, there is no reason to get bearish on the NQ. For those of you that are a paid member of our system, guys, why can't you be bearish on the NQ right now? And I'm going to go over and check chat real quick. Why can't I just be bearish right now on the NQ? I'm still here, by the way. I'm just typing. Still here, folks. Okay, cool. I'm just making sure you guys could see my screen correct. I was getting nervous. So you guys see what everyone is saying in the YouTube chat? And they're telling you we are in the box and we're not below it. So our members know there's no reason to short ideas until you get below the box. They're not going to be the retail trader who's going to fight and start to short early. This candle, as you can see their answers, has to close bearish to even formulate the idea to get a bearish reversal. So this is again where if you've ever been someone who always holds your bad positions too long and always closes your good positions too soon, this system can help you hold the good ones for the right reasons. We tend to not create good invalidations. Most of us are taught, well, I don't think we're taught this, but we have our invalidations based off of how much money the position can lose. Instead of having an invalidation on a systemic objective approach, not subjective. Subjective is your opinion. So like for me, my subjectiveness would get in my way of the indicator telling me once you close below the box, there's an initiation of a short idea to push down. So you see how US 30 still continues to be red. The ES is still literally where New York opened, and the NQ remained bullish. And US 30, folks, you're still holding that scalp target. You're about to test it for a second time here shortly. And if I can move to a small time frame candle, you can see, I can go even smaller. Just to show you, here's a 1 minute. Let this load up for a second for you guys. I want to show you how good the scalp target is in a live situation. Just letting the indicator load, just give it just a second. And then there's that scalp target. See this line? On that asset. Hits that little scalp target line we talked about before markets open and got straight to it. And on a very small time frame, you can see the bots immediately bought it. Fills the fair value gap, and now it's coming back down, as I said, to test it for a second and third time. There's a second and third time. I go back to a bigger time frame, let the indicator load up. I'm going to switch back to my other asset classes. And from here, shift this over. Going to continue to have that bearish view on US 30 once it closes below that to get to our box. NQ folks, going to continue to remain bullish until we close below the box. And then for you ES folks, you are just sitting there hovering around open. Once you close below this, we can look to get to our scalp target and box below. Right now, it's going to still hold in that general area till it closes below that. As you guys see on the US 30, folks, it's continuing to play out. How far now? 70, so 60 handles now, almost overall. Yeah, because it started at almost 37K. Once you close below that scalp target, we'll be getting down to our box right here. I'm going to be on for about 4 more minutes, and then I'll be around to still help our members on the other side and answer questions. If any else of you guys have questions, this is the time to ask. I can look at things for you as well. So when someone says, hey, what would I do with the ES right now? The answer I'm going to give you is exactly what I would be telling our members every single day live in the markets. There is only reasons right now for the ES to inch up. I will flip bearish once it closes below our 5-minute breakout point that I gave members live. I will not blindly short where the ES is right now. I'm only looking for it to go up. That's what I'm looking for. When it closes below this circle, here I'll draw the positions out like so. So this is something that we're going to be looking to do. And then get here, and then get there. That's the ES right now. I cannot short where it is at currently. The short would be here because it's below my little 5-minute technique, and then it's to get down to the scalp target. That's what I would be doing. You don't always have to play one asset over the other. Like you only stay in one asset. So that's what I'd be watching. Again, watching from right here, when it closes below that point, we'll be looking to go lower. If you guys thought this was helpful and you want to see more, by the way, we've gotten to the next take profit area on the US 30. You've now hit the box. If you're someone where you do not understand why the green went straight up for the NQ and why we went straight down for US 30, why is it not going the same direction? This is why we show you what we were talking about at open, getting to our scalp target, and now we're going to be looking to close below that and push lower. Forex folks, this is the play given on the euro. This is the play idea given on DXY. As long as it was above the box, we can look for DXY to go higher. I have not changed the drawing idea for the euro. We can quickly flip through assets and you guys can see what just happened. And there's the euro, short playing out. Gold and silver, you did not get a close in the box. That candle pushed up until you close in the box that we talked about earlier. There's no reason for gold to go any lower today. Once it closes in the box, it has to close in the box. We can look for it to go lower. Oil, folks, which is over here on the right side of your screen, you're about to retest our box for a second time. Once you get a bearish candle close, you can look to push down. If this candle remains bullish, which I would be looking for, by the way, if you close above our box for the oil, folks, I would be looking to target higher to our next side of box. You can see it's tapping it now live. Gold and silver, I'm not looking to go short until it closes back in the box here. And then Forex, folks, I will continue to remain bearish on the euro till it gets back above open. I'll be looking for it to get down to our box here. And as you can see live, NQ, folks, it's into the box, and then there's your first bearish candle forming close from that. It's predictive. This is just, again, show you guys live how we move through markets. Where most retail traders are going to long the absolute top, and we train our traders not to get trapped in markets. You can see from a predictive standpoint, as we say, this is an area where prices are going to look for the bigger players to take profit on their long positions and now look for reasons to push down. And from a live candle setting, all those retail traders that are trapped at the top now. And then ES, folks, you're almost to my 5-minute breakout point. Close below that on a 5-minute. We can look to get down to our scalp target, which has an 89% chance to be cleared today. All right, folks, if you like this stream and you want us to do more, I'll talk to our team to see if we can do some more public live streams as soon as possible. But if you want to do this 5 days a week with us inside our Discord, I have a live stream for our members tomorrow and Friday, starting before the opening bell. Create these plans and talking about the direction of markets as soon as it happens. Just watching live right now, guys, the US 30 is already flipping bullish from our box. Again, you can predict the reaction before price gets there. It's not random, as you can see. It hits the box, and on any type of time frame candle you're going to watch, it's starting to flip bullish. You're seeing the bots take profit on their short positions. This is not retail traders going long. This is bigger players going and taking a long on their short position. The only way to go or close your short position is to go long on it, and that's what you're seeing occur right now live. All right, folks, I appreciate you guys. Come check us out in our Discord where we talk live with our members, as well as if you're not a member of us and you want to learn more, just come join our Discord. The link is inside our description, and we will check you guys out a little bit later. Have a good one, guys. Thank you so much for your time.